Because the election is just a couple of days away, and already there's tension on the ground because some footages we've seen online didn't give us a good sign. Of course, there was the one-week observation, I believe, for the late Ernest Gumi, and that's where, of course, the political parties decided to do their thing again, even at the funeral of the deceased member of parliament. But it's bringing to the fore the need for security and a peaceful election if that by-election takes off on Tuesday. Solo, you've watched all of these unfold.
Yes.
The NDC says they'll redefine their relationship with the NPP based on what happened at the funeral. I've seen Abanyuma can also say that the NDC is not being considerate. We've given you Tamale Central. Just give us Akwatia and let there be peace.
When I heard that from him, I thought after that statement he would withdraw from the elections because that is concession. I mean, if you believe that by NDC taking part is not going to help your cause, then why are you in the elections? Every political party must contest every available seat. And by the way...
Is it not costing us too much to continue to do?
Yeah, that is what, I mean, if you want to change it, we can go back to the Constitution and review it. But as we speak, that is the position of the law. And by the way, let me say that our movement is metamorphosing into a political party very soon. And we want to assure the entire country that any available seat, any elections, that will happen in this country. Unlike our brothers who have taken out from the Tamale Central, we will contest. Because it's not every election that you will contest to win. You will contest to let the people understand your programs and policies. So if you say you are taking yourself out, then what is the point? Akwatia is a swing seat. And the swing nature of it makes it a dicey seat that is very difficult to predict. However, experience has shown us that when a swing seat becomes vacant and there is a by-election, you can have few occasions where the opposition will win, but largely it is the incumbent that wins. And that is what is probably creating all the sort of tensions that you are witnessing in Akwatia. I believe that we must grow as a country. By-elections or elections in general must not be resorting to, as it were, bloodshed here and there. What is the point? We are looking for a representative in parliament to go and help make laws and also checkmate the executive. Why must it lead to bloodshed? If you think or believe you have good message for the people of this country, if you think you believe you have served your constituents very well, why would you have to have a problem with it? But unfortunately, this election is about bragging rights. Either than that, the NDC has a commanding lead in parliament, and the MPP, as you know, is minority. So what is happening is that the MPP feels strongly that if they lose this election, that would be a big blow to their reorganization. And the NDC would also be emboldened that, yes, Ghanaians still love what we are doing, love the programs and policies that we are implementing. I haven't heard too much in terms of policies from the two political parties and their candidates. The little that I've heard, particularly from the MPP's candidate, is that we are not going to Parliament to, as it were, do I put it to you. And I was very surprised to hear from you. We are not going to Parliament to do I put it to you. Then are you going to do Galamsey there? I believe you have to come with your policies and programs. Parliament is a place for making laws, for Christ's sake.
And since you're bringing that up, we've seen this dangerous, well, I don't want to conclude on that, but it's a dangerous trend, isn't it? Each time, unfortunately, we lose an MP. The political parties, depending on which political party the person belongs to, you see them fielding the wives or the spouses of these candidates as automatic replacements. It's almost as though we don't yield to what the Constitution says each time there's a by-election.
I mean, that is why the quality of representation keeps going down. If you have observed, the sort of parliament that some of us witnessed, especially in the 1996 to 2000, I mean, some of us will go and sit by radio and listen to someone like J.H. Mensah, J.H. Echampo from the NDC, and then also J.H. Mensah from the MPP. Akufo-Addo will speak. You understand? Yao Safumafu and co. The quality was there. Dr. Praku and so on and so on. Now it seems you don't have that. You go to Parliament and a lot of it is just shouting, which is not helping our progress. So I believe that decision to be replacing parliamentarians with their wives, though it was Akinle Emily from the MPP side, it started way back in 2000 or so, when one Dr. Mwaku, who had come from South Africa or so, was contesting Collins Dada. He died, and instead was replaced by the wife. That was when all these business of I want to replace my husband started. But for the vociferous nature of the people, the wife would have replaced John Kuma. Recently, too, they were pushing for the wife. We have to let democracy work. For Christ's sake, we are working for Ghana, the development of Ghana, not to appease families. That is not the reason why. So we have to go back to the basis. And one of the reasons I forgot to even tell the Constitutional Review is to take a critical look at our political party settings, Article 55. Now, Blessed, as we are here, we as Ghanaians, we don't have any concrete input into how candidates are selected for the various political parties in terms of presidential or parliamentary. The MPP is about, as it were, electing its flag bearer. What input do you have in terms of the vetting? The party itself set up a vetting committee. They go whether or not the person qualifies. They say yes, they passes the person, and the person is presented to the people of this country for elections. There has to be a mechanism where beyond all this, there will be a standing commission of the nation to also vet the various...
presidential aspirants?
Yes. Because you are coming to lead me.
But that's an internal affair.
No, it's not.
Political
parties are public institutions.
For instance, you look at the MPP now.
Yes.
They have 4 individuals. All these individuals are qualified. Dr. Baumia is there.
How are they qualified? When they themselves are telling you that they are sinners. They are raising wild allegations.
Come to. So
they are raising wild allegations. My brother, you were late. You were so follow the program. You understand? These people are saying all their members are sinners. They have stolen. They have done all the despicable acts.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has been a candidate before. Why would you even vet such a person?
You have to vet him again because now new informations are coming out.
That what?
Now the blind side are saying that, no, you know the E-Gate, it was inflated by $240 million dollars or cities. We have to go into it. So now the blind side is saying that there was a rice that got missing and that they found it with the vice president's office. Now the blind side are saying that PDS, there were a lot of criminalities that happened there.
So he's changing the topic.
How does this?
He's changing the topic.
Why do you want to come and talk the program? You came late. Let us discuss this matter. It will be your turn. You understand? They are raising wild allegations.
But how does that disqualify Dr. Bawumia?
Hey, if you go and inflate a contract to the tune of 240 million, Blessed, your tax money, you are not concerned about it. If you have been told that rice meant for an individual was forcibly taken and given to people who were fasting, you are not concerned. If you have been told that PDS, our own electricity company of Ghana, we were shortchanged in that direction, wouldn't you be concerned? Now, they're also telling the other side that, look, but for you, you nearly bought our hotel. You are not concerned as a Ghanaian about that. So these are matters that I'm saying that there has to be, and also the monetization. How can you, for instance, say that someone should come and pay 4.6 million before he becomes your candidate? Are you not concerned about that? Are we not looking into where they are getting the money from? These are matters that the Constitutional Review Committee must begin to dip into. Other than that, what are we doing?
Someone has been a former vice president before. You're saying he can't be president?
No. Maybe we didn't know the sort of baggage that he was containing. Now he's being exposed by his own people. Who, Mama, as we would say, they themselves are exposing themselves to us. That these are the sins that they committed whilst in office. So there has to be a second look. The mere fact that in the past you were a brilliant student does not mean going forward you still be a brilliant student. Probably you would have done a lot of things that were not good. So let us have a standing committee in this country that beyond the parties vetting an individual, the nation will also take interest and vet the person.
Okay, that conversation is also in the pipeline. The issue about the 4 individuals who filed now, but Akwatia, Ivan, your take.
Yeah, Akwatia, like I mentioned the last time, is going to be very interesting. For me, the most consequential outcome of this by-election isn't who wins, but how it is won. Because if you look at the stakes, it's not going to tell the balance in Parliament. Because already the NDC has this huge number and then the MPP as well. So I am looking at the how, because the last time I mentioned that the recent characterization of violence in our by-election has given us a cause to be worried about this whole thing. And I like how the IGP and his team have moved to the ground and policing the entire place. For various political parties, I think I listened to Afenyo Markin and I was like, how? Because you see, you should understand that in politics, it's not a game of convenience. I gave you this one, you should give me this one. I think the people of Ghana should be, or the people at the place, that is Akwatia, should be given the sole mandate as the Constitution clarifies to decide who represent them at any point in time. So all that you have to do, just go out there, sell your message to the people, give them the reason why they should vote for you. I know that if the people become convinced, they'll give you power to rule. But aside that, I'm not sure such convenient detour that they were attempting to in the form of psychological blackmail, where I will give you tamale, give me this. That doesn't work in politics, in democracy. So I think what is happening, we need to keenly follow the discussion. I saw Info Analytics, their recent survey, and it points to the fact that the NDC was going to win the elections. For me, what plays to the NDC's advantage is the incumbency advantage, because obviously President Mahama is the current president, and the people might want to align with the current.
Some critics say that's been abused. You see the president, for instance, going to commission the DVLA office on Monday.
Yes.
Just a day to the election.
So that is the incumbency advantage, and it has been happening all over. So you can't blame him, because if I were him, I would do the same thing. So that is where the incumbency advantage plays in this particular regard. So I think that might, to a certain extent, influence the NDC in terms of victory. But the MPP on the other side might also want to do something to honor the memory of the gentleman who died, because this is a young man in his peak. All of a sudden, this thing happened as a political party, even though winning or not winning might not change the stakes in parliament, but you might want to win just to honor his memory. But at the end of the day, the people of Akwatia will decide who wins that particular seat. For me, Akwatia has been an alternating seat. Unfortunately, for various political parties, it's been a long time somebody even won it for 8 years continuous. It has been 4 years, alternating between the NDC and the MPP. So it's not a seat you can clearly sit somewhere and say comfortably that, hey, it belongs to us, we're going to win. So I think what we are going to witness, some sort of a power play between the various political parties. For the optics of it, we want just to give some credence to the political party. The way and manner the country is being managed is the reason why maybe we won. And the MPP might want to take a shine from the NDC that because of mismanagement or whatever is the reason why we've won. So I think it's going to be a keen contest. But for me, and where I stand, I think the incumbency advantage will play into NDC's favor. And if they win, I will not be surprised. And I'm looking at how the IGP and his team are going to police this whole thing, because we don't want to see what happened in Ablekuma. Ablekuma, I think the various guys were sentenced. They were given some sentencing. For me, it's quite unfortunate. It should be biting enough, because 6,000 if there's a penalty, that is not...
You feel it should be more?
Oh, no, it should be hefty. It should be big. You see, we need to just set a conventional red lines just for people to know that electoral violence will not be tolerated. Because if you look at what happened at Ayawaso West Wagon, the memories are still there. Nothing was done about it. This was an opportunity, because for us, we got some of the footages, the individuals were there. And we needed to do something so biting enough that will send shivers down the spine of who will be individuals who might want to go to similar places and do the same thing. Because in recent time, we've had this thing of having Metro Man besieging electoral areas, causing a whole lot of confusion and pandemonium. In the end, because they belong to various political parties, nothing happens to them. So I think it's a perfect opportunity for us to send a message loud, clear to people that the by-election is about the people deciding who they want at a particular time, not some macho people taking over the center stage and then spending violence and those kind of stuff. And I think the IGP and his team, we are watching them. Some of us, I am not interested in the victory, because it's not going to cause anything. I've told you that the consequential outcome isn't the victory, but the how it is won. That is the most important thing.
I'm interested in listening to Solomon Owusu's take on the MPP primaries before he takes leave of us, because he has some interesting thoughts there. Well, just close this chapter on the Akwatia for us. And you said there was something you wanted to tie in from the constitutional review.
Yeah, I wanted to just talk about the declaration by the president that he will not seek the third term. Then when I heard it, I said it was needless. But you see, There was pressure within the NDC for him to do that because they do not have a succession plan. In NDC today, you don't even know who is taking over from him.
Oh, two names. I can give you two
conjecture.
names. Julius Debra rings a bell.
Yes.
Johnson Asidun Ketia rings a bell.
Pushed by the media.
Oh,
Asidun Ketia has really started campaign.
How is that pushed by
For Asidun Ketia, he has started his campaign. But Julius Debra, forcing the vice president, and so they did not have
I thought you said they had no succession.
I'm saying that they do not have any succession plan, that after Mahama, who is taking over.
But I've given you two names at least.
I'm saying that this is something that is being pushed in the media. That's the reason a lot of people within the NDC were saying that he should go. You remember when A+ went and sat on live TV and said the president could do that easily. He ignorantly said that. You understand? So it is as a result of the pressure within the NDC that he should run. Just right now, the 10 communication officer is saying that they offer be upon a piano. So he feels that if there is the need for him to continue, because in NPP we will never say that. What is very important to us is that we needed to hear this declaration as far back in 1998-99, and we saw it when Rawlings said he will not run for the second term. You remember after he went to Swedro, did that Swedro declaration, said this is the person I want to succeed me, and so on. So we felt that he will not hand over. He had handed over, so we had done alternation for some time now. So we don't need this thing. And again, you see, that will have been the end of the NDC in this country, because that is when you see polling agents at a yes or no booths, because Ghanaians will say no to that tyranny, because Ghanaians will not accept that. So as for this, I think he has done himself good and his party by saying that he will not run. He should have attempted to see something, because Ghanaians will not accept that. On Akwatia, Akwatia is not a swing seat. Since 1996, the only time NDC had won was twice. And the twice we had confusion in our party. Checking the time...
Don't you have confusion now?
No, we don't have any confusion in the party. When Baba Jamal...
Not in the party, within Akwatia itself.
No,
the mode by which you took out the incumbent MP, brought in, may so rest in peace, the deceased MP.
Yes.
And how you're going back to another individual now. Is that not confusion?
No. Let me just give you the historical antecedent, because they are all saying that it's an alternation between NDC and NPP. That's not the case.
In recent times. That is the case.
I'm saying that
let him land and then...
Don't misinform the people. It's quite obvious.
In 1996.
So bring your facts.
Saying that
bring your facts. They have
in 1996.
Start from 1992.
It was NDC. 92 we didn't contest. So
you cannot say.
What are you talking about?
I'm saying that the only time the NDC had won after 1996, between 2000 and today, has been twice.
Yeah, why are you leaving out 92?
92 we didn't contest.
Yeah, but it doesn't take away the fact that there was a representation in Parliament.
So you see, there are constituencies that the NDC had won in 1996. But from then, we had won the constituencies, and NDC had never gone closer to that constituency. For instance, Asin South. In Asin South, the NDC won in 1996 and 92. But since then, we've been winning that.
Yeah, but you will not take that out of the records if you're counting representation in Parliament. Yeah.
When you talk about a swing seat, you're talking about a seat where there is alternation between NDC.
Yeah, but has there not been alternation?
And I'm telling you the reason there has been alternation from 2012.
Okay, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example.
Won't you give me the opportunity to at least...
But it's misinforming the people of this country, which is not fair.
1992.
Yes.
I'm giving you an example of Ho Central, for instance.
Yes.
Ever since 1992,
yes,
there's not been any other candidate apart from the NDC
yes,
winning that seat.
Yes.
That's a safe.
But in Bantama, there has been an NDC seat, MP there. In Efiduasa Sokori, there has been an NDC in 1992. The reason being that we didn't contest. If you had contested, it would have been like Ho Central. You understand? That's why when you're doing the calculation of a swing seat, you don't start from 92. You start from 1996. Because that is when there was a competitive elections.
So is that to say that you will win this by-election?
I'm saying that. In 2012, when Baba Jamal became the MP,
yes,
we had someone who has lived in Ashanti region all his life, became Ashanti regional health director, was brought in and people didn't know him much. Baba Jamal had contested thrice and lost. And that was how he won. And you saw the outcome. We had to go back and run about 6 police stations over there. And the last time too, we had a confusion in our party between, that was in
so you've had
in 2016.
two confusions within
Exactly, in 2016. In 2016.
So that's unstable, isn't it?
It doesn't make it unstable. Because you see, in 2016, the sitting MP we had internal issues, and the person went through the elections and lost in 2020. That was even in 2020.
So are you winning Akwatia?
We are winning Akwatia.
By which margin? Have you seen the Global Info Analytics
I don't know the margin.
report pointing to, yeah.
You see, polls are not always reflective of what happens on the grounds, because he will speak to some few people. And after speaking to these few people, he makes a general conclusion to say that this is what he thinks that the people will want to go. It can be true, it cannot be true. But you see, in Akwatia, what the people are saying right now is that the former MP who died was tormented by the NDC. Because you see, in 2020, he lost with 1,700 votes. After losing with that, he didn't contest it. He accepted it and worked. And in 2024, he won. Now, after winning, he won with over 2,000 votes. They started tormenting him, took him to courts, to the extent that when he goes to parliament, he had to hide. You remember one day he was even in the constituency meeting Muslims when national security, some supposed hoodlums calling themselves national security people who wanted to arrest him over there. The people prevented them from arresting him. They did all these things to him to the extent that a Supreme Court, the candidate today, who was the lawyer to the former MP, said, you see something. And the person died. After dying, you did not even give the person you were representing in court the opportunity to continue. You came and backstabbed him to become the candidate. To the extent that Baba Jamal, who was the former MP for the area and now an ambassador, yesterday I listened to him on City FM. He said he did not know why the NDC had to change the sitting MP. This is what he said on City FM, point blank. He said he was surprised that the NDC had to change the sitting MP and bring in the former lawyer.
So your point is?
My point is that if you check within the NDC, there is confusion because they didn't even want him as the candidate. And they didn't want the MP. They needed someone who lost because, according to the NDC delegates, people came from Accra, paid 2,000 each. The video I watched it on Joy News.
Claims you're making.
I watched it on Joy News.
But we're not in
I watched the video on Joy News that they paid 2,000 cedis for him to be their rep.
This is what I want to do. I understand the NDC is not taking lightly some of the claims you've made about them, the bribery and other issues. Mahdi Jibril is Deputy Director of Elections. He's joining us from Akwatia now. Mahmoud, you've heard from the NPP side, and I understand you're challenging some of the claims. First of all, why didn't you field the same candidate? Did you pay monies? Did you give 2,000 cedis to each person to vote for this new candidate?
Let me say good morning to your viewers and then your panelists. I have listened to my brother Awal, and if it was somebody who is making this allegation, I'd have forgiven the person. But Awal, who I know, I think that he needs to study text is even some of his presentation. One, we didn't just choose a candidate. We allowed our polling agents, our branch executives, to choose who they want among the 3 candidates who contested. So how can somebody come from Accra when 3 people are contesting and say we came to choose a candidate? In fact, what the MPP did in Akwatia, they sold their candidature for 2 million Ghana cedis. Against who can pay 2 million and go unopposed? Other than that, the person that could have been a candidate for MPP in Akwatia in this election is the MPP constituency chairman who hailed from
the NPP of doing that. The same thing you are denying. You are accusing the NPP of doing that.
I'm just telling you.
But if you've not paid 2,000, why are you also accusing your brother of buying?
I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, the writer they are going is what if that is what we are also we're here telling them what they did. But we allow people to contest. When it comes to primaries, whoever uses a study to win his election, it's about him. But we have chosen a candidate through elections, primaries. In any case, I heard Awal is saying that because the lawyer, with our responsible secretary, was the lawyer to our former MP, went to court and told NSCOMI that he will see. So it means that the lawyer killed the MP.
Did I say that?
He didn't say those specific words. He never used those words here on
What
the
did he say? He said that he told him he will see.
That's all he said. That's all he said.
After stabbing the MP, after stabbing the former
No, he says backstabbing. So he's saying that this same lawyer went behind the candidate and then stood the elections, and he's now the candidate. Don't you feel that even you're going to perhaps cause disaffection, you may lose the Akwatia seat simply because of changing your candidate?
In fact, if that is the case, the MPP will not even win these elections. Because their candidate today, because he wanted to contest in 2024, was not given the opportunity. He transferred votes from Wenchi, over 2,000 votes, to Medina to support his brother Robert. They are aware. And those votes cannot come to Wenchi in these elections. So they should stop those issues. Okay. We are talking about serious issues in Akwatia.
Yeah, we want peace. We want peace and very, very safe elections. Are you assuring us that as the NDC? Because yesterday what we saw wasn't too nice.
No, that you have to blame the MPP, because this is a program that the family of NSCOMI invited NDC for this program. The MPP General Secretary, when he visited our party, he also invited us for this program. Then the MPP now went behind to use their supporters to attack our members, our national chairman. It is because the NDC is a peaceful party. We have reacted, and it would have been an unfortunate thing to happen yesterday. However, we are assured that this election will be peaceful because we know the dynamics in Akwatia. And anytime there's a peace in the elections, the MPP is a gunner in any election when there's peace. So we are assuring the Ghanaians that this election will be peaceful without any violence.
Okay.
Because we are supporting the police to do what they want to do and what they can do in these elections.
Right. For the sake of time, I'll give you a minute to address this. What's President Mahama doing on Monday? Why is he doing some commissioning with DVLA? In fact,
it's an unfortunate posting. Your Mahama is not coming to commission these small projects.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay.
In fact, when I saw the flyer, I said, wow, why would President Mahama come to commission these small projects? No, President Mahama is not coming to commission this project. It is it's the DC who commissioned the project.
Oh, so you won't even have the transport minister there. We've seen the transport minister, President John Dramani Mahama.
It is a flyer. If you watch the CEO of the DVLA, most of the time when he's doing such project, he does these flyers.
Okay.
He does these flyers. So check. He does these flyers. But for those of us who are here, who are managing the elections, we are not even aware that the president will not come to these by-elections.
Oh, so is that a U-turn? Are you not running away because of the backlash that people say, I mean, why is the president coming to commission such a small project?
No, take the history of by-elections. This is the first by-elections in the history of Ghana that there's no road construction going on. You remember what happened in as in North?
So you're not sharing. You're not sharing money.
No, which money? To who? To who?
Okay.
I see. This MPP sitting in Accra, inciting the people on money issues. We're on the grounds here, dealing with the issues here. Yes, elections Akwatia has the usual dynamics, which makes it a 50-50 elections. But I can assure you that the NDC is winning these elections.
All right. Okay, Mahdi Jibril, thank you so much. He's the Deputy Director of Elections for the National Democratic Congress, joining us from Akwatia. And we'll be there bringing you the live coverage on your favorite, the Joy News channel.